Welcome back to our deep dive into the most chilling corners of the internet. Tonight, we're exploring a piece of lost media that has haunted forums for years, an animation known only as the Smiling Friends Nightmare. The story goes that it was a short cartoon pilot created for a children's network, but was rejected for being too disturbing. For a long time, it was just a rumor, a creepypasta whispered about in late-night threads. But recently, fragments of the animation have started to surface, and what they show is genuinely unsettling. The clip begins just as you'd expect from a children's cartoon. We're in a candy-colored world, under a gentle, starry night sky. A small, cute character, let's call him Pip, is getting ready for bed. The music is a soft, tinkling lullaby. Everything feels safe and warm. But then, something changes. The music starts to warp, slowing down and becoming discordant. The gentle lights in Pip's room begin to flicker erratically. Pip, looking concerned, notices a flicker of movement in the corner of his eye, a shadow that seems just a little too dark, a little too solid. The camera pushes in on the darkness, and for a split second, a pair of bright, glowing eyes stares back. This is where the animation shifts from innocent to unnerving. The world around Pip begins to corrupt. The cheerful, smiling faces on his posters freeze into unnerving, static grins. The shadows in his room seem to detach from their objects, slithering along the walls like living things. When Pip looks at his friends in a framed picture, their expressions are subtly different, no longer friendly, but cold and vacant. The environment itself turns against him. The walls of his cozy room appear to pulse, as if they're breathing. The toys on his shelf, once his beloved companions, now seem to watch him with unblinking, painted-on eyes. Pip, now terrified, decides he needs to get out. He opens his bedroom door, but the hallway outside is no longer the familiar, comforting space it once was. It's longer, darker, and seems to stretch into an impossible distance. Every step he takes is swallowed by a profound silence, broken only by a faint, unsettling whisper that seems to come from all directions at once. The sound design is masterful in its psychological torment. The sweet lullaby from the beginning is now playing in reverse, a garbled, demonic tune. Underneath it all, a slow, heavy heartbeat begins to thud, growing louder and more oppressive with each passing moment, as if the house itself has a terrified, pounding heart. Pip runs past a mirror and catches a glimpse of his reflection, but it's not his own. The reflection is smiling a wide, unnatural smile, its eyes hollow and dark. He finally reaches the end of the hallway and bursts into the living room, desperate for an escape, only to find the source of the nightmare waiting for him. Standing in the center of the room is a towering shadow entity. It has the vague, distorted silhouette of a cartoon character, perhaps a corrupted version of one of Pip's friends, but it's twisted and wrong. Its form is made of shifting, inky blackness, and from within its featureless face, those same two malevolent, glowing eyes burn brightly. There's no jump scare, no violence, just the pure, psychological horror of this impossible thing standing before him, the embodiment of the corruption that has consumed his world. The entity doesn't move, it just watches. And the sight of it is enough to break poor Pip. And then, he wakes up. He's back in his bed, gasping for air, clutching his blanket. The sun is shining, birds are chirping outside, and the soft lullaby is playing gently from his music box. It was all just a terrible nightmare. Relief washes over him as he sits up, his little heart still pounding from the fear. He takes a deep breath, calming himself down, chuckling at how silly it all was. But as he glances around his now familiar, cheerful room, the camera begins a slow, deliberate pan towards the darkest corner, behind a wardrobe. And there, just before the screen cuts to black, we see them one last time, two faint, glowing eyes, watching from the shadows. The nightmare isn't over. It's just begun. The surviving clips end there, leaving us with the chilling final image that has fueled nightmares for anyone who's seen it. What do you think? Was this a real pilot, or just a brilliantly crafted internet horror story? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.